That was Mustangs and Outlaws owner Stephen Titus on 101.5 The Drive from the Gillette Mustangs Coaches Show. You can listen to it every Monday from 6:30 to 7:30 on 101.5 The Drive. And for everybody joining us on our CIF Network YouTube stream right now, we thank you for joining us. Colton Tobias with you to bring you this exciting game of CIF football action between the Gillette Mustangs and the Billings Outlaws from the Camplex in Gillette, Wyoming. In the border war for the Mustangs, Montana edition, they had the South Dakota edition a few weeks ago against the Rapid City Marshals. And it seems like we are going to be stepping aside right now for the national anthem, so we will be back.
God, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for bringing us all here safely. I pray for protection, for wisdom, for strength and courage for these guys. I thank you that so many of them have given their lives to you and that you would allow them to represent you well here today. Thank you for this opportunity. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
As the opening prayer was on the field at the Camplex here in Gillette, Wyoming, the national anthem will be coming up really soon with the Mustangs and the Outlaws warming up right now. The Mustangs, they debuted their home jerseys last week in their 28-18 win against the Sioux City Bandits. If you're a Steelers fan, you know that those jerseys are very similar to the Steelers, as the Gillette Mustangs with the new rebranding of the team. As it seems like we are going to be having the national anthem right now, and here it is. Will be sung by the Steele family.
Stripes and Hi, gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's game between the visiting Billings Outlaws and the home Gillette Mustangs. You guys are the visiting team, so it'll be your call. The Mustangs logo is the heads. That's the tails. The diamonds is the tails. Heads, tails. What's your call? He said heads. It is the tails. You have won the toss. You would defer to the second half. What end would you like to do? We're going to stay this way. So they have won and will defer. Good luck, gentlemen. Play hard.
So that is the opening coin toss with the Mustangs winning it. The Outlaws called heads, but it went to the Mustangs, who decided to call tails as they win the toss in a game that is going to be intense and fun at the same time here at the Camplex in Gillette, Wyoming. Colin the Bias with you. They're bringing you this edition of Gillette Mustangs football at the Camplex in Gillette, Wyoming, going up against the Billings Outlaws. The Mustangs coming into this game undefeated in CIF play, 3-0, but first place is still well up for grabs. The Billings Outlaws come into this game on a 2-game winning streak. They are 2-1 in CIF play, getting a win against the Rapid City Marshals on Monday in Billings. A short week for the Outlaws. The Outlaws having a player that is making his Billings debut tonight, Daquan Lewis, number 4. He is listed as a DB, and as for the Mustangs, they will have a new center getting the start, making his Mustangs debut, Jacob Ungrew. Ungrew, he was released by the Iowa Barnstormers of the IFL, and then he got the call from Coach Walker to come here. Jacob Ungrew wearing number 65 for the Mustangs. He will be making his Mustangs debut here tonight with Coach Walker's defense going out onto the field to start this game. The Mustangs won the toss, and Coach Walker wants his defense out on the field with Tomas Newman, number 6 for the Outlaws, and RJ Jarrett, number 11, out there for Billings. Tomas Newman took a kickoff return to the house against Rapid City to start the game, and in a bizarre twist of fate for the Mustangs had a fumble recovery. They started on defense against Sioux City, and Sioux City fumbled the ball, and the Mustangs were able to retrieve it. So the Mustangs got the ball to start the game when they originally thought they were going to be on the defense. These Mustangs kicker Karan Higgins and the rest of the kickoff crew are getting ready to go from the Camplex in Gillette, Wyoming. The Outlaws will receive right to left, and the Mustangs will go left to right, a little ahead of schedule. We technically still have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left on the pregame clock, but both teams are ready to go. They are wasting no time. They want to get the party started from the Camplex with 2 Wild Wild West teams and a wild night that will be on the field tonight at the Camplex for the second home game of the 2023 season for the Gillette Mustangs. Karan Higgins is waiting to approach the football, even though we still have 3 minutes left on the pregame clock. But both of these teams, they want to get the party started here at the Camplex, and we should expect to see a lot of runs, especially on offense, on the ground tonight. Now the Outlaws, who will get the ball to start the ball game, they come into this game with 288 rushing yards. That is second in the CIF. And who is number 1 in rushing yards in the CIF? You guessed it. It's the Gillette Mustangs. They have 308 rushing yards on the season so far, with Mustangs running back Jalen Jefferson having a big game in the 28-18 win over the Sioux City Bandits 1 week ago at the Camplex. As the pregame clock is turned off, 15 minutes are on the clock, and Karan Higgins will tee up the football. Still waiting to go back. Mustangs will kick off left to right, and the Outlaws will begin this game right to left. Tomas Newman took a kickoff return to the house against Rapid City last week. As Higgins approaches the football, it's a high kick that is going to go out of bounds. There will be no kickoff return to the house to start the game.
By rule, the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. First down.
As we get the call from the officials, here are your officials. for tonight's game. The referee is Alan Bryant, umpire Richie Hahn, head linesman is Dave Trimble, line judge is Jeff Raffman, and the back judge is Andrew Skredeberg. With the ball going out of bounds with a kick from Higgins to start the game. Outlaws will start off the ball game right at midfield. Ball is in the middle of the hashes at the 25. Vincent Espinoza, the quarterback, is in the shotgun. He has his running back, Josh Batiste, to his left, two down motion receivers to the near wall. No one's at the far wall, as it will be a run to start the game with Batiste getting the handoff, looking to go up to the right side. He's going to lose yards on the play with Caleb Lowry coming up to make the tackle for the Mustangs. Very fitting for Lowry to get the first tackle of the game. He celebrated a birthday on Wednesday with a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Billings Outlaws. Espinoza will line up in a shotgun by himself with whistles everywhere. And it seems like the officials want to waiting to see if we're going to get a call about what is going on with the umpire going to the center for the Outlaws, as Espinoza will now line up in the shotgun. Play will resume with down motion receivers going in motion each side. Espinoza takes the snap with flags everywhere with some jumping at the line of scrimmage. Devontae Wright for the Mustangs saying it's on Billings.
Ball start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And it's going to be against the Outlaws. Kenneth Williams with the first penalty of the ball game on the opening drive. Only 55 seconds have passed in the first quarter. Still 0-0 opening drive on the way for the Billings Outlaws. The Mustangs won the coin toss, but Coach Walker wanted his defense out on the field to start the game with a 2nd and 16 on the way. A 5-yard penalty by Kenneth Williams off of a false start. Ball moves back to the 19. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Batiste is to his right, two down motion receivers to the near wall. Espinoza looks to fire for the first time, and he does. He hands it off for Benson. Benson getting up to the line of scrimmage. He will be tackled to the near wall around the Mustangs 24. Nolan Burnett, was on coverage for the Mustangs to make the tackle. It will bring up a 3rd down with Espinoza firing his first pass of the ball game. Ball moves to the Outlaws 24. Ball moves to the left hash. 3rd and 11 on the way for the Outlaws. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun. Batiste to his left. Down motion receiver each way. A slow snap that is almost intercepted. Sean Harper Jr. almost had it, and he could have took it back to the house for a pick 6. With both of these teams knowing how to get INTs, looking at the replay with the intended receiver being Deshaun Williams, and Sean Harper Jr. almost had it to the far side, and the Outlaws will decide to go for it on a 4th and 11 at midfield at their own 24. Ball is at the left hash, and Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Batiste is to his left, two down motion receivers to the far wall. And there is a receiver at the line of scrimmage at the far wall as well. Espinoza takes a snap. He looks to throw. He's going to lob it near the end zone, and it is incomplete, and colliding with the wall on a collision that you can hear all the way up here was the man who almost had the interception. Sean Harper Jr. was on coverage in the end zone as Espinoza looked to get 6 on a 4th and 11. Instead, it's going to be a turnover, and the Mustangs offense will go on the field for the first time. Espinoza had all kinds of time. He tried to get it over to Deshaun Williams for the Outlaws, number 33. Mustangs, Reggie Gray, offensive coordinator, comes on the field for Gillette. They will start on the plus side of the field. They have it at the Outlaws' 24-yard line. Outlaws come up empty on the opening offensive drive of the ball game. 12 minutes left in the first, still 0-0. Mustangs have the ball on offense for the first time. Pena lines up in the shotgun with a pistol with Jefferson in the backfield, two down motion receivers. Pena takes a snap, play action. He looks to throw, and he looks to take up with it, and he has to slide. With the tackle being made by Denarius Antoine near the line of scrimmage. Pena couldn't find anything that he liked downhill, so he decided to try to take it downhill himself, and he gains 1 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 9. And the ball is going to move back to the right hash. It remains at midfield. They're actually going to give a loss on the play for the run by Mike Pena. Loss of 1. Pena lines up in an empty shotgun. He takes a snap, and he's going to fake the handoff to Jefferson. Pena will look the run up the right side to the near wall. He gets up to the Outlaws 20-yard line to bring up around a 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs on their opening offensive drive to start the ball game. With the Mustangs liking the fake handoffs to Jefferson, with Denarius Antoine coming up to make the tackle for Billings. They mark it as a gain of 4. It will bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs at the Outlaws 21. They need to get to the Outlaws 14 for the first down. Pena, empty shotgun. Motion receivers each way. Pena takes a snap. He's going to fire it quick and overthrown his target. Arthur Anderson was the intended receiver to the far wall. He would have had it at around the Outlaws 10. Damian Francis was on coverage for the Outlaws. And the Outlaws had a 4th down conversion on their first offensive drive, and the Mustangs will look to do the same. The Outlaws do have a kicker listed, Brandon Ari, if they would like to maybe try a field goal. The Mustangs have not tried a field goal so far this season. They have tried to take their chances on 4th down, as they have a 4th and 6 right here with 10 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Pena lines up with an empty shotgun, 2 down motion receivers to the near wall. They go to the far wall with flags everywhere, and this may be a false start against Gillette at the line. A new offensive line for the Mustangs waiting for the call.
Offside. Defense with contact. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, my friends, I stand corrected. Donta Marshall is called for the defensive penalty that moves the ball up. It's going to be a 4th and 2 instead of a 4th and 6 for the Mustangs. Ball moves to the Outlaws 16. 2 penalties for the Outlaws. They had 1 on offense, and they have 1 on defense. Pena hurries to the line. He's in an empty shotgun. 2 down motion receivers both ways. Pena takes a stab. He's going to fire it quickly, and it's caught by Jefferson, and Jefferson gets down to the 5. Jalen Jefferson picks up right where he left off last week. He gets a catch with Tymon Laughlin coming up to make the tackle for Billings. J.J. Jefferson had a handful of catches, and he did have a receiving touchdown last week.
Holding. Offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 4th down.
And we just got a flag that it seems came out of nowhere. Did not see one thrown. It's because it is right at the Mustangs G at midfield. And the Mustangs, they have white lettering at the logo at the midfield mark of this field, but the bright yellow G disguised the flag, and the Outlaws getting a penalty, and now the Mustangs get a penalty that wipes the first down away as the ball moves back. It's going to be a 4th and 12, and the Mustangs will work on their side of the field. Ball was at the right hash at the Mustangs 24, looking to convert a 4th and 12 after giving up a first down. Pena, empty shotgun. Receivers in down motion each way. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw from the 15. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked, wrapped up by Dylan Donahue. And the former Jet turns the ball over for the Outlaws. They will get it back on offense with terrific field position. They will have it at the Mustangs 19. Dylan Donahue, he has bounced around to a handful of teams in his football career. The Billings native went to Billings West High School, played his college ball at West Georgia, a Division II school out of the Gulf South Conference. He was selected in the 5th round by the New York Football Jets in 2017. He bounced around in the CFL. He played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 2020, and now he is back on home ground, and he gets a huge sack. It's Mike Pena. He was sacked 5 times against Sioux City, and now he has 6 in 2 games. As the Outlaws go back onto the field with 8:30 left in the first, still no score. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun, and it will be a handoff to Batiste, and coming up to make the big tackle. That's a huge loss. It's Garrett Pemilton. Pemilton separating himself as one of the top defensive players in the CIF, even though he was a little quiet last week. He only had 2 tackles against Sioux City. He has been dealing with a wrist injury. He had to wear a full cast over one of his arms in the Marshals game and the Bandits game, but he does have control of his fingers. He does not have to wear a full arm cast in this game tonight, as Espinoza lines up in the shotgun, a 2nd and 13. 2 down motion receivers go in motion. Espinoza, he pumps, he looks like though he's going to fire it to Newman. No, intercepted! Deontay Jones has it at the 10, and the Mustangs continue their INT streak to 4 games. And this was a stat that we were neglected to mention. Showing the replay with Newman being the intended receiver, it was underthrown all the way, and Deontay Jones.
The play is an interception, 1st down, Mustang.
As they have the official ruling, Deontay Jones with his 4th interception on the season. And coming into this game,
This will be the first media timeout. Media timeout.
As we get a media timeout on the field, with Deontay Jones having his 4th interception of the season. And coming into this game, Jones, Sean Harper Jr., and Isaiah McFarland were tied for INTs. As we do have a media timeout, we are going to take a break. We will be back for Gillette Mustangs football against the Billings Outlaws on the CIF network.
Over a period of time, hard water deposits can damage or even ruin your expensive in-home appliances. Let Brown Plumbing and Heating help you protect your investments with a water filtration system. With our licensed plumbers, installing a new water filtration system will be a snap. Brown Plumbing and Heating offers free in-home estimates and free in-home water testing. Don't let hard water be the downfall of your home appliances. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating for your water filtration system needs. Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beavs Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Welcome back to 101.5 The Drive, my friends, and the CIF network on YouTube with the Gillette Mustangs getting the ball back off of an interception by Deontay Jones. They have it at their own 13. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw from the 5. Stepping up in the pocket, fires it to the near one. It's caught by Cornelius. Cornelius to the 15. That's where he will be tackled deep in Outlaws territory. Tymon Laughlin comes up to make the tackle for the Outlaws. And speaking of Tymon Laughlin, him, Sean Harper Jr., Deontay Jones, and Isaiah McFarland were tied for INTs coming into this game, and that's not the case anymore. Deontay Jones returns as the top INT man in the CIF with his 4th INT of the season as the Mustangs move the ball up deep into Outlaws territory. They had it on their side of the field. That's not the case anymore. They have it at the Outlaws 15. Pena will line up in the shotgun. 2 down motion receivers in motion. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw. He fires it. Wide receiver screen to the far wall. Tackle made around the Outlaws 10-yard line. Showing the replay, it was Arthur Anderson who was the target that got the ball off of the wide receiver screen, and Dylan Donahue, who has the only sack in the game so far, came up to make the tackle. A still good gain for the Mustangs. They will have it around the Outlaws 11, setting up a 2nd and 6. Pena will line up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his right, and it will be a fake to Pena, with Pena keeping it, but he will be tackled by Denarius Antoine, with the Mustangs liking to have those fake quarterback runs with a receiver coming in from down motion, and will bring up a quick 3rd down for the Mustangs after they got it into Outlaws territory. Ball will move to the right hash at the Outlaws 11. No gain on the play. Pena will break the huddle. Ezekiel Williams checks in as the tight end at the right guard spot. 2 down motion receivers at the far wall. Pena will send him, and he'll take the snap. He looks to throw to the far wall to a wide open man. It's Anderson. Anderson looking to break off some tackles. He is stuffed at the 4, but he will have enough for the first down. Arthur Anderson with another catch on this drive as the Outlaws are on their toes on defense as the Mustangs move it deep into their own territory. Inside the 5, they will move it to the 3 for a huge gain of 8 yards for Gillette, and they will have a 1st and goal. 5 minutes left in the first. Still 0-0. Mustangs looking to change that. They have the ball left to right at the Outlaws 3-yard line. And Pena will line up under center. Jefferson is in the backfield. All the receivers are at the near wall, and it will be a toss to Jefferson. Jefferson looking to inch his way up the right side. He's in. Touchdown, Mustangs. Another touchdown on the year for J.J. Jefferson. That's his 6th total touchdown on the season, his 4th rushing. And the Mustangs strike first. Offensive coordinator Reggie Gray talking to the officials, and the Mustangs will go for 2. Looking to go up 8-0 with 4:10 and counting left in the first. They will plant the ball at the left hash. Mustangs 7 of 10 on 2-point conversions so far this season. They had all 2-point conversions versus Sioux City. They went 2 for 2. As the Mustangs strike first, Pena lines up under center with no one in the backfield, and he'll take the snap, and loose ball. It was intended for Jefferson, and Jefferson looking to get it back, and the Outlaws have it, and it goes back to the 20. Huge miscommunication out of the gate with Jefferson looking to coming down motion from the far wall, as Pena cannot get the handoff cleanly to him as they look to give it up to Jefferson. Replay is on the scoreboard right now, and Jefferson continued to run, not expecting the handoff as soon as he would have liked.
Under 4 minutes, media timeout.
And as we get another media timeout on the field with Eddie Hamilton coming up to retrieve the ball for the Outlaws, but nothing comes up of it as we're going to step aside. We have another media timeout with 3:41 left in the first half. Mustangs strike first. They lead 6-0.
Over a period of time, hard water deposits can damage or even ruin your expensive in-home appliances. Let Brown Plumbing and Heating help you protect your investments with a water filtration system. With our licensed plumbers, installing a new water filtration system will be a snap. Brown Plumbing and Heating offers free in-home estimates and free in-home water testing. Don't let hard water be the downfall of your home appliances. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating for your water filtration system needs.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beef Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back to 101.5 The Drive and the CIF Network, my friends, as the Billings Outlaws receive the kickoff by Karance Higgins. That was low as it moves to around the midfield mark. They will plant it right at midfield, so the Outlaws will have good field position. They will start at their own side of the field, but it will be at the 25 at midfield as the Outlaws give up the first touchdown of the game, with Jalen Jefferson getting a handoff for a score. The Mustangs go up 6-0 with 3:22 left in the first, with Espinoza lining up in the shotgun. Batiste is to his left, 2 down motion receivers each way. Espinoza takes a snap. It will go to Benson, and Benson can't get off. A swerve of tacklers near the Mustangs 23. Benson gets up a little bit to the plus side of the field. Deontay Jones making the tackle for the Mustangs. Oh, my apologies. This 8 and the 6, that confused me a little bit from our vantage point. It was Tomas Newman who got the handoff for the Outlaws as the ball moves up to the 22, a gain of 3 on the play for Billings with the run by Tomas Newman. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Batista to his right, 2 down motion receivers in motion to the far wall. Wide receiver screen. It goes to the Sean Williams, and Williams is not going to go far. He gets up to the 20. Devontae Wright comes up to make the tackle for Gillette. He had a swerve of assistance as well. Will bring up a 3rd down for the Outlaws. The Outlaws with an INT on their last offensive drive of the ball game. Espinoza throwing his 2nd INT of the season, and Espinoza and his offense are working with a 3rd and 5 from the Mustangs 20 at the right hash, with the Mustangs up 6-0 with under 2 to play in the first quarter. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Joel Shaw is to his left. 2 down motion receivers each way, and there's a X receiver at the near wall at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5 coming up for Billings. The receivers go in motion, and a fumble on the play. Garrett Pembleton breaks it up, and Garrett Pembleton with a convoy of blockers. He's going to score! Touchdown Mustangs! Garrett Pembleton! And the Mustangs lead 12-0. Miscommunication off the handoff, and Garrett Pembleton with both hands picks it up as he takes it to the house. Showing the replay with Pembleton. Looked like he was going to be tackled at first, but he got some blockers, and Pembleton, as we just mentioned, he has been dealing with a hand injury, and he had to have a full arm cast for the last 2 games between Sioux City and Rapid City. He got it during the Southwest Kansas game. Mustangs offense, even though they didn't do much, they will go on the field, and they will go for 2, looking to make it a 14-0 lead for the Mustangs. Pena lines up under center. Jefferson is in the backfield. 2 down motion receivers in motion, and it will be a handoff for Jefferson, and Jefferson is not going to get there. Denarius Antoine comes up to make the tackle, and Jefferson tackled at the 5. It will be a loss on the 2-point conversion. That fails for Gillette, but nonetheless a defensive touchdown. The first defensive touchdown for the Mustangs this year. That was not an interception. That is the Mustangs' 2nd defensive touchdown. Deontay Jones had a pick 6 against Rapid City, and now Garrett Pembleton joins up. With 30 seconds left in the first, and the Mustangs have a 12-0 lead. The Outlaws offense will go back to work after fumbling the ball away to Gillette, with Garrett Pembleton taking it to the house. And what's on the mind of Kerry Laughlin, knowing that it is a 2-possession lead for Gillette. The Mustangs will kick off left to right. The Outlaws will receive right to left in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Terrence Higgins will await to kick this away. Tomas Newman and R.J. Jarrett are back for Billings, if it would go that far. Higgins awaiting to kick this one away, and it is a low kick that goes into the hands of Antoine. Antoine picks it up at the 20 as he gets up to the Outlaws 20 to the 15, and he is tackled at the wall. Sean Herbert Jr. making the final tackle for the Mustangs, with Antoine not getting the ball at first. It went to the ground. That's a live ball. Antoine was able to pick it up as he went to the near wall to get a nice run back. 15 yards around as they officially mark it at the Mustangs 18. Run back of about 12 yards for Antoine. And they will be working with the first quarter coming to a close at the Mustangs 18-yard line. Left guard checks in as the tight end. That is Elijah Limscomb. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun with 8 seconds left in the first. Sends it down motion receivers. Espinoza takes the snap. Joel Shaw is going to get the handoff with a helmet that comes off, and that's how the quarter ends. Joel Shaw took the handoff, but the Mustangs looking to tackle him at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, and Joel Shaw's helmet came off, but he kept going. Flag on the field with the first quarter coming to a close. Zeros are on the clock as we're going to head to the second with a penalty. Still waiting to see what it is. Here's the announcement. And we're still waiting. The officials are huddling where the flag was thrown at the 20 as Joel Shaw's helmet comes off. And now we're going to get the call.
Face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down. No number to report. There will be one untimed down. Please leave the play clock at 0.
So it turns out, my friends, that the first quarter will not come to an end. You just heard it. A face mask is called against somebody on the Mustangs. The officials said that there was no number to report on the call with Joel Shaw's helmet coming off. That explains the face mask. One of the Mustangs players were looking to tackle him high, and there will be one untimed down to end the first quarter. Ball is at the left hash at the Mustangs 9. The Outlaws looking to answer the 2-possession deficit that they have right now. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun with whistles. Joel Shaw, who had his helmet come off, was to his right. The officials are talking things over, but the play will resume. Espinoza does line up in the shotgun again. Joel Shaw is to his right, 2 down motion receivers to the far wall, next receiver to the near wall. Espinoza sends him in motion, and it will be a handoff to Shaw. Shaw looking to get up to the 5. He's tackled at the 4, and that is how the quarter ends. A wrap-up tackle by Tony Peters as we head to the second, with the Mustangs up 12-0 over the Billings Outlaws. As the officials mark it as the end of the first quarter officially, with Joel Shaw getting the final handoff to end the quarter. And we'll be back for the second with the Mustangs up 12-0 over the Billings Outlaws.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
As we welcome you back to 101.5 The Drive, my friends. Started the second half with Joel Shaw taking it into the end zone, and that's an Outlaws touchdown. Joe Shaw, who had his helmet come off on this drive, and he gets it in. And the Pittsburgh native makes it a 12-6 game, depending the point after. See what the Outlaws decide to do. Joe Shaw gets his 3rd touchdown on the season. And the Outlaws will line up to go for 2. Now, my apologies. And this is the first time that the Mustangs are going to see this, an extra point attempt by Braden Ari. Ari 3 for 8 on extra points. Espinoza is the holder. The snap is good. The kick is on the way, and it's good. Makes it a 12-7 game. The Mustangs still up by 5, with the Mustangs seeing an extra point for the first time this season. Southwest Kansas did not run one. Rapid City did not run one as well, and neither did Sioux City last week here at the Camplex, with Joe Shaw getting the touchdown. The Pittsburgh native, he's from where I'm from. He went to a Woodland Hills High School, the same high school that Miles Sanders, who is now on the Philadelphia Eagles, he went to Woodland Hills. Joe Shaw played his college ball out of the MAC. He went to Kent State. We'll see what the Mustangs offense can do, with the D not being able to hold off of the offensive drive by the Outlaws. And there was a face mask on the offensive drive that went against Gillette. With Joel Shaw, he had his face mask completely blown off of his face. His helmet went with him, and Joel Shaw gets the touchdown. He went up the left side to the far wall. Braden Ari will come back on to kick it away. The Outlaws working left to right, and the Mustangs working right to left, with 14-13 left in the first half. The Mustangs still hold a 12-7 lead. See what the Mustangs offense can do as Ari will kick it away. It will be a low kick that bounces up to the 10, will be taken by Higgins. Higgins looking for space near the 15, and he is going to gain nothing, with R.J. Jarrett coming up to make the tackle for Billings. Damian Francis was near the area as well. Mustangs will start on their side of the field. They will have it at their own 15. Ball moves to the left hash with 55 seconds passing in the second quarter. With a new offensive line on the field for the Mustangs, completely different than how it was for the first 3 games. James Big Mike Hines is the left guard. Jacob Ungru, who's making his Mustangs debut, has been the center in this game for Gillette, and Ezekiel Williams is the right guard for the Mustangs, as Pena breaks them, sends them to the line. Jefferson is in the backfield, offset to the right off of the shotgun. Jefferson moves to the left, 2 down motion receivers to the far wall. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw from the 5. He hands it off for Jefferson. Jefferson up to the 25, and Antoine brings him down. Jefferson gets across midfield to the Outlaws' 20-yard line, around that area. Jefferson gained a few extra yards after breaking the 20, only gaining 1 as he moves it up to the 19, with J.J. Jefferson listed as the running back. But if he gets the checkdowns, he can go, as the Mustangs get into Outlaws territory. Ball is at the left hash at the Billings 19-yard line. Pena will line up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his left, 2 down motion receivers in motion to the near wall. Fakes it to Higgins. Pena looks to take off, but he lands deep behind the line of scrimmage, with Antoine coming up to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. The Outlaws thinking that there was a live ball with Tamon Laughlin and Victor Martinelli racing up to the ball. They tried to get a defensive touchdown off of a fumble. The Mustangs have one with Garrett Pemberton getting one to make it a 12-0 game, but the Outlaws responded right away. It's now 12-7 with 2:25 left in the second quarter of this ball game. Mustangs looking to remain undefeated, and the Outlaws looking to go to 3-1. Pena will break the huddle. Ball's at the left hash, 2nd and 14. Pena lines up in the shotgun. Down motion receiver each way. Pena, he'll take the snap. He wants to throw. He fires it long towards the end zone. Higgins is there, and he has it at the wall. Touchdown, Mustangs! Karant Higgins does it again. R.J. Jarrett, who was on coverage for the Outlaws, thought he broke it. But Karant Higgins in the back of the end zone along the far wall. Higgins with another touchdown on the year. That is number 6 for number 9. And Carrance will stay on the field, but not the kick, the extra point. The Mustangs will go for 2 again. 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions so far in this game for Reggie Gray's offense.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
As the officials make the signal that it was a touchdown, does not have to go to review or anything. Pena lines up under center. Jefferson is in the backfield. Higgins goes to the near wall. Higgins is going to get the call. Higgins looking for space, and he gains nothing. Instead, he got a face full of Denarius Antoine. 0 for 3 so far on 2-point conversions for the Mustangs, but they still hold an 18-7 lead with 11:07 left in the second quarter. Another big connection for Mike Pena to Carrance Higgins. They had a long touchdown to start the second quarter of the Mustangs win last week against Sioux City in the same area. Mustangs went right to left on that touchdown last week against Sioux City, and Higgins does the same with one of the sponsors coming down at the spot where Gillette had the touchdown, with sponsorships all around the field here at the Camplex. Hopefully someone will notice that and get it fixed. I think someone is going over there right now looking to get it fixed. The Outlaws will receive left to right, and the Mustangs will kick off right to left. Higgins will go back onto the field to kick it away. R.J. Jarrett and Tomas Newman are back there for Billings. The Outlaws responded off of a touchdown that the Mustangs had to make it 12-0. The Outlaws got it to a 12-7 game. But the Mustangs answer them again. 18-7 is the score right now with 11:07 left in the first half. Carrance Higgins will look to kick the football away to either Jarrett or Newman if it would go that far. With Newman running up to the 15, Higgins bounces it, and it's going to be caught by Daquan Lewis, who's making his Outlaws debut with a kick that does not go as planned for Carrance Higgins. The Outlaws will have terrific field position. They will start near the red zone. They will have it at the Mustangs 13. Daquan Lewis making his Outlaws debut. He was released by the IFL Northern Arizona Wranglers. Getting the call to come and play here, just like a Jacob Ungru, who we just mentioned. He's making his Mustangs debut, the starting center. He was released by the Iowa Barnstormers. Billings will go onto the field, working left to right. Ball is at the left hash at the Mustangs 12. The Outlaws will have a dozen to go to try to answer the Mustangs touchdown. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Sends a receiver to the far wall. It will be Shaw getting the call. Shaw looking to spin away from Caleb Lowry, and he is going to be tackled deep in the backfield, back to around midfield with Garrett Pendleton with the assist, but that was started by Caleb Wright. The two 13s going at it, with Shaw being 13 and Wright being 13. As Caleb Wright, the North Carolinian, attacking the Pittsburgher. As forward progress will have Shaw stopped at the Mustangs 15, so as a result, it's only going to be a loss of 3. Second and 13 on the way from the Mustangs 15. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun. Down motion receivers each way with a false start. It looks like it's going to be on the way for Lipscomb. The Mustangs are saying that it is on Billings. We'll wait for the call.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And it will be against Lipscomb. And for everybody listening on our radio feed, we have to take pauses because we are also being live streamed on the CIF network on YouTube. If the ball moves back to the 20, that is a 5-yard penalty. Second and 18 on the way for Billings after they had terrific field position to start this drive. They had it at the Mustangs 12, but 8 yards lost so far. Second and 18 from the Mustangs 20. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun. Two down motion receivers go in motion. Espinoza takes a snap. He goes to throw. He's going to fire it long, and it is incomplete. It went to the near wall. It would have been in the end zone. Newman was the intended receiver. Espinoza also had the Sean Williams running up in the middle of the field. Williams, I think, got a crease to be open. Mustangs should be lucky that Espinoza did not see it there with the incomplete pass, moving it to a 3rd and 18 at the Mustangs 20 with under 9 minutes left in the first half. Mustangs up 18-7, looking to remain undefeated. And the Outlaws on offense looking to convert a 3rd and 18 here for the Mustangs 20. Espinoza lines up deep in the shotgun. Two down motion receivers in motion. Espinoza takes a snap. He looks to throw at midfield. He has all kinds of time. Espinoza stepping up, looking to get off some tackles. He has to fire it, and it is nearly intercepted. Deontay Jones comes up. Devontae Wright and Caleb Lowry almost had Espinoza at the ankles. Coach Walker feeling he wanted to get some more pressure. Espinoza had all kinds of time. It seemed like he had a minute to throw that ball. What will the Outlaws decide to do? And as mentioned, they have Braden Aury. He is 0 for 3 on field goals so far this season. He hasn't tried a field goal in the past 2 games. Doesn't matter now because the Outlaws are going to stay on the field to go for it on a 4th and 18 at the Mustangs 20. They need to get to the Mustangs 3 to convert. With Espinoza wanting a timeout, the first timeout is taken in the half so far by both teams. He will go over to talk.
Outlaws, that is their first timeout of the half. This will also be the under 9-minute media timeout.
As we are going to take a media timeout as the Outlaws talk to offensive coordinator Sean King as the Mustangs go to defensive coordinator and head coach Cedric Walker. Media timeout is on the field. We'll be back on 101.5 The Drive in the CIF network.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beavs Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
As we welcome you back to 101.5 The Drive, my friends, with the Mustangs getting a touchdown and a 2-point conversion that finally goes through for Jalen Jefferson with a long touchdown, taking it the distance was Mike Pena and Karance Higgins. It took one play. And after being 0 for 3 on 2-point conversions, the Mustangs finally get a 2-point conversion to make it a 26-7 game now. 39-yard touchdown pass by Mike Pena to Karance Higgins results in a 26-7 lead for the Mustangs with 6:11 left in the second quarter. Mustangs kickoff team already ready to go, the Outlaws. They will return to their kickoff return positions on the field. Took one play for Mike Pena and Karance Higgins, with Higgins getting his 7th touchdown on the season. He had 4 against Southwest Kansas. And he will line up to kick this away. And it will be a bouncer that goes to Newman. Newman takes it to the 15. He gets up to the 20. And he is tackled at the Outlaws 19-yard line. And for everyone listening on a 101.5 The Drive, we apologize. We were having some technical difficulties with our commercials. They will be stopping momentarily with a 6:02 left in the first half. And the Outlaws will have the ball on their own side of the field. It will move up to the Outlaws 23. Mustangs with a 4th down stop on defense their last time up, and the Outlaws not looking for that to be the case with 5:30 left in the second quarter. Espinoza, wide receiver screen on the way to Newman. Newman gets up to midfield, and he is tackled at the ankles. Devontae Wright, ball is out, and it's taken by Deontay Jones. No signal yet, and it's a touchdown! Deontay Jones! He has his 2nd touchdown of the year! He had a pick 6 against the Marshals, and he has a fumble recovery. He takes it to the house for 6.
Ruling on the field with the ball was stripped by the defense. Return for a touchdown.
We're looking at the replay now. Deontay Jones stripped that away. Tomas Newman had it. And the Mustangs extend their lead some more. It's 32-7. And the Mustangs have their 2nd defensive touchdown of the ball game. And Pena will line up to go for 2. Jefferson is to his right. Now he moves to the left, 2 down motion receivers. In motion to the far side, Pena takes a snap. He's going to fire it into a tight window, and the pass is caught by Anderson, but he did not get enough for the 2 points to go on the board, so the score remains the Mustangs leading 32-7 with 4:19 left in the second half. And the Outlaws cannot respond on offense as they give up their 2nd fumble of the game that went back for 6 for Gillette. And the Mustangs faithful that made the trip out to the Camplex is fired up. Unfamiliar waters for the Outlaws. They are down big. 32-7 is the score with 4:19 left in the first half. And to make matters worse for the Outlaws, the Mustangs get the ball to start the second half. The Mustangs won the toss, and they decided to go on defense. to start the game, and it's paying off right now for Gillette with Higgins kicking this away. Mustangs working right to left, the Outlaws left to right. It's a low kick that goes to the 15, and it is picked up by Lewis. And the Outlaws will have good field position, just like they did on their last touchdown drive. They have it at the Mustangs' 15-yard line.
Rolling on the field with the ball touched the wall at the 15-yard line. First down.
As the official is coming on to make the ruling that the ball did touch the wall, but it was still on the Mustang side of the field. So the ball will stay at the 15 to the left hash. The Mustangs up 32-7 with 4:13 and counting. The clock starts. First half coming to an end in 4 minutes. Espinoza will line up under center. He has a fullback, that is Nitric Gooden, to his right. Espinoza lines up under center. No one's in the backfield. It will be a toss to Shaw, and Shaw looking to get off tacklers to the 10, and he is finally brought out at the wall by Caleb Lowry, right in the box where my company, the Basin Radio Network, is sitting right now. My parents are visiting from Pittsburgh, and what a way for them to get their initiation to a Mustangs game. See, one of our sales representatives, Connie Harvey, Mustang super fan, just laughing it off. I think there was some nerves. Our news director, Terry Shalene, went down there as well. There were some nerves with her as well, as Espinoza, he lines up in the shotgun. That's a loss of 1, setting up a screen to the far wall to Newman, and breaking the play, making the tackle on the far wall. That was Nolan Burnett coming up to make the tackle for the Mustangs. It's going to be a third down with the Outlaws gaining some of those yards back. It's a gain of 5 to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Outlaws. As they're down by 25 points with 2:35 left in the first half. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun, 2 down motion receivers to the near wall. And Espinoza takes a snap, he looks to throw, he fires it quick to Linscomb, and Linscomb is going to be tackled by Isaiah McFarland. Linscomb checked in as the tight end. Isaiah McFarland comes up to make his first tackle of the game. Looking at the replay, Linscomb took it to the far wall. 3 yards to go for the Outlaws. It would be a 4th and 3 at the moment. A gain of 2 for Linscomb. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Matisse is to his left. 2 down motion receivers to the near wall. An X receiver there as well. Espinoza takes a snap, lets it throw from the 15. He fires it quickly, and on the way for a touchdown is Tomas Newman on the 4th and 3. And the Outlaws get some points they desperately needed. No flags on the field. The touchdown will stand. Tomas Newman getting his 4th total touchdown of the season. Like I mentioned, he had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week against Billings. And there is a timeout on the field. Cedric Walker deciding to take one with 1:35 left in the first half.
Mustangs, that is their first time out of the half. Can you please
Mustangs will have 2 timeouts remaining as the clock is reset with a 1:35 left in the first half, with the Outlaws getting a score they desperately needed. It's now a 32-13 game, with the Mustangs not being able to hold on a 4th and 3 in the red zone. It's Braden Ari electing to kick the extra point. 32-13 is the score right now. They had 5 seconds on the clock. 1:40 remaining in the first half. Mustangs will receive the ball to start the second half, and Braden Ari will come back onto the field with the Outlaws looking to get 7 on the touchdown. With another touchdown on the year for Tomas Newman. And Ari will line up to kick the extra point. Ball's in the middle of the hashes at the Mustangs 9. Espinoza is the holder, and it's a fake. Espinoza looks to run with it. He gets to the edge, and did he get in? He was stuffed at the 1. Coach Walker going over to the officials immediately. Oh, that was close. This play may have to go to a review. We'll see. Coach Walker making the case that his defense was able to stop Espinoza on the fake. With a little bit of irony for the Mustangs, because in their first game on the first touchdown of the season for the Mustangs against the Southwest Kansas Storm, they ran a fake extra point. They were able to convert, with the Outlaws deciding to run one here. The officials are...
The play is no good. The ball was snapped from the middle of the field and not a hash. Therefore, the play is incomplete. Free kick.
So it turns out that it was an illegal play after all. Outlaws only getting 6 on the touchdown. The ball was not snapped in between the hashes. It was in the middle. It had to be on one of the hashes for it to be a legal play. 2 points, no go on the board for Billings with 1:40 left in the first half. Mustangs still hold the lead, 32-13, a 19-point lead for Gillette. The Mustangs have some time to work with. 1:40, they have 2 timeouts. And the Outlaws have 2 timeouts of their own as well. If they would like to attempt to burn some, try to get the ball back, we'll have to see. Ari will kick this away. The Mustangs working right to left. And the Outlaws working left to right with the Mustangs up 32-13 with 1:40 left in the first half of play. Now Ari will put the ball down on the tee. Terrence Higgins is back to receive for Gillette. A lot of players up for the Mustangs in the event if it would be a short kick. Ari will kick it away, and it's going to be a high kick. Higgins has it in the end zone, and Higgins will run out with it. He gets to the 10, looking to get off blockers at the 20, and he's tackled at midfield. What a nice run back by Terrence Higgins of around 25 yards. Tamon Laughlin, the son of Outlaws head coach Kerry Laughlin, comes up to make the tackle. Mustangs will have the ball at midfield with 1:32 left in the first half. The Mustangs have 2 timeouts remaining in the final 1:32 of the first half. The Outlaws have 2 timeouts remaining as well. They would like to try to use some of their timeouts to attempt to get the ball back. And for the Mustangs, they want to extend the lead because they get the ball back to start the second half. Pena lines up in an empty shotgun, and Jefferson will get the call from down motion up to the 20. He has the first down as he gets tackled around the 15, a 10-yard gain for Jefferson. See if they move the sticks. It was close. Jefferson taking it up to the far wall from down motion from the near wall. And it seems we're going to get a timeout.
Media timeout. This is the 1-minute media timeout. Play clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute.
And we get a timeout because the 1-minute warning is on the field. A rule difference in the CIF is instead of it being a 2-minute warning, it is a 1-minute warning. And if there is a first down, the clock will stop to move the sticks. As we will be back with the 1-minute warning on the clock with the Mustangs up 32-13.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beef Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back to 101.5 The Drive, my friends, and the CIF Network with a minute remaining in the first half of play with the Outlaws up 32, with the Mustangs, up 32-13. As Pena will take the snap. Jefferson will get the call again, gaining about 4 yards on the play. May only be a gain of 3 on the play for Jalen Jefferson with flags after the fact. Scruffle in the backfield. Officials will have to sort this out. It will be marked as around a 2 to 3 yard gain for Jalen Jefferson. Mustangs do have 2 timeouts, but they would like to use them, and the Outlaws have 2 as well. The officials talking this over. We'll wait for the call.
During the play, at the end of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 98. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
So you heard it here. Donta Marshall is called for unnecessary roughness that will move the ball up to the Outlaws' 7 yard line off of the run by Jalen Jefferson. The Mustangs will have it. It will be a 1st and goal with 51.3 remaining in the first half. Pena will line up in the shotgun. Down motion receivers in motion each way. Pena takes the snap, and Jefferson will get the call again to the near wall as he is pushed at the 5. Antoine comes up to make the push for Billings. And Reggie Gray.
Timeout. Mustangs, that is their 2nd timeout of the half.
And you heard it here, Reggie Gray using his 2nd timeout of the half with the clock stopping with 35.9 remaining. Reggie Gray, the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs, will have 1 timeout remaining. Reggie Gray, who as a matter of fact played on this exact same field. This field used to belong to the Utah Blaze of the AFL. And back in Reggie Gray's AFL days, he played on this field a few times. 35.9 on the clock. The Mustangs lead 32-13 over the Billings Outlaws. Ball is at the left hash at the 6 yard line. Mustangs working in the red zone offensively. Mustangs receive the ball as well to start the second half. With Reggie Gray talking things over with his offense. It's these foes that met 3 times last year. Back on the field with Pena in an empty shotgun. Down motion receivers each way. And it will be a fake to Pena. Pena looking to get up the left side. Eddie Hamilton brings him down. And Reggie Gray, clock continues to roll down, 25 seconds and counting. Reggie Gray perhaps trying to play strategy. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and Reggie Gray will use his last timeout with 19.4 remaining. With a 3rd and goal at the Outlaws 5.
Timeout, Mustangs. That is their final timeout of the half.
Last timeout for Reggie Gray. Well, we'll move to the 5. Some strategy for Reggie Gray. He's playing a gamble if he decides to run on a 3rd and 5. Mustangs can't spike it because they would bring up 4th down. And if the Mustangs decide to run, and if they don't get into the end zone on the run, the clock will continue to wind down. So let's see if Reggie Gray will want to go to the air with 19.4 remaining in the event if they don't get an incompletion. Clock will stop. With under a minute to play in the first half. Mustangs up 32-13. With the Mustangs offense going back onto the field. Pena lines up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his left. All the receivers are at the far wall. One's in down motion. Pena takes a snap. He looks to the, he fires it, and it is caught. Touchdown, Mustangs! Karats Higgins does it again. 3 today for Higgins, 8 on the season. And the Mustangs lead 38-13. The gamble pays off. Only 4 seconds were taken off the clock. With Karats flying through the air in the middle of the end zone to make the catch, and the Mustangs once again will decide to go for 2. Mustangs 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions so far. Jalen Jefferson has the only 2-point conversion that was successful for Gillette. Pena lines up under center. Down motion receiver, goes in motion. Pena takes a stab. He fires it, and it's incomplete. Ladarian McAllister was the intended receiver, so the 2-point try fails. Ladarian McAllister had it at the right corner of the end zone, at the same place where Michael Cornelius Jr. went flying over the wall for a touchdown to end the first half 1 week ago. There's still 4.6 remaining as the Mustangs get another touchdown possibly to end the first half. They did it against the Bandits last week. There is still 4.6 on the clock, so the Outlaws will have a chance to try to get a run back. Try to at least go to the locker room with some points, but for now it is a 38-13 lead for the Mustangs.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 13 seconds. 13.
As they do give some more time on the clock for the Outlaws. 13 seconds will be put on the clock. Outlaws working left to right, and the Mustangs will kick it off right to left. As the extra time does go back onto the scoreboard. 15.3 on the clock with Higgins kicking this one away. It's a bouncer that goes to the wall. And so the Outlaws will have some time to possibly try to get a touchdown to end the first half. 13.4 is on the clock. And the Outlaws will have it at their own 11-yard line. And they do have some advantages with it being under a minute. Clock stops after first downs. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Lewis is to his right. 2 down motion receivers, 1 each way. Espinoza takes a snap, looks to throw from the 10, he pumps, he fires it long towards the middle of the end zone, and he just overthrows his receiver, Newman. That would have been 6 for the Outlaws. Isaiah McFarland was on coverage, pass is incomplete, the clock stops. 4 incompletions with under a minute to play in each half. 8.5 on the clock, only 5 seconds taken off. An incompletion brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Outlaws. With 8.5 remaining in the first, Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Shaw is to his right, 2 down motion receivers to the far wall. Espinoza takes a snap, checks it down to Newman. Newman gets up to the 20, looking to break off some ankles. Newman, he's on his way to the 25, to the near wall. He has blockers, and he's finally brought down in a hit stick move by Tony Peters. That was a Hail Mary attempt by the Outlaws as the half comes to an end.
Halftime.
Halftime is on the clock with Newman taking it to the far wall. He looked to dance. Isaiah McFarland couldn't bring him down at the ankles. Garrett Pemberton missed a tackle when he got some blockers. Deontay Jones was racing down, and then Tony Peters came up from the side and brought him down at the near wall. As we go to the half with the Mustangs up 38-18. And the good news for Gillette is they will receive the football to start the second half as we head to halftime with the Gillette Mustangs up at home big over the Billings Outlaws by a score of 38-13. We'll be back for the halftime show on the CIF network and on 101.5 The Drive. All right, my friends, welcome back to 101.5 The Drive and also the CIF network, as well as we are currently in halftime with the Mustangs up 38-13 over the Billings Outlaws. We'll get you some touchdown highlights coming up here in just a little bit. Let's go over some of the first half, some stats for you right now. First, starting off with passing with Outlaws quarterback Vincent Espinoza being 6 of 12 for 25 yards. He has a touchdown and an interception, as well as the Mustangs continue their INT streak. They have at least one interception in the first 4 games of the season. Mike Pena only 1 incompletion, but he doesn't have as many attempts. 7 of 8 for 115 yards, and he has 3 touchdowns, all to Karant Higgins. Rushing stats for the Outlaws: Tomas Newman, with 3 carries for 29 yards. Vincent Espinoza has 1 attempt for 9 yards. Joel Shaw has 5 attempts for 3 yards, but he does have a touchdown. Joel Shaw, one of the top red zone performers for the Outlaws so far this season. Josh Batiste does have 1 rush attempt, but it was only for not even a yard. He lost a yard. And rushing attempts, Jalen Jefferson has 4 attempts for 19 yards. He has a touchdown to his name in this game so far. And Mike Pena, 6 rushing attempts for 2 yards. And receiving-wise, Tomas Newman with 3 catches for 15 yards. He has a touchdown in this game. Jamario Benson with 1 catch for 5 yards. Elijah Linscomb, one of the offensive linemen for the Outlaws, he has a catch as well. That was for 3 yards. And Sean Williams has a catch in this game as well for 2 yards. Arthur Anderson with 2 catches for the Mustangs so far for 11 yards. Jalen Jefferson has 1 catch for 16 yards. Michael Cornelius Jr. has a catch for 22 yards. And the man of the half was Karant Higgins. 3 catches for 66 yards and 3 touchdowns for Karant Higgins, as we're going over the highlights right now with a Jalen Jefferson's touchdown that opened the game. The 2-point conversion failed for the Mustangs. They went up 6-0, and then Joel Shaw got the answer right back. And that was off of a run that made it 12-7, and then Karant Higgins bounced back with a huge touchdown in the back of the end zone. That made it an 18-7 game. And there's a highlight now with Tomas Newman getting a big hit because the ball went out, and Deontay Jones took it back the other way for the second defensive touchdown of this game for the Mustangs. And then Tomas Newman responded with a touchdown, and then the Mustangs, they got the last touchdown with a huge leaping grab by Karant Higgins for the 6 points, and as a result, the score is 38-13 at the moment with 30 minutes of football left to be played. Let's get you caught up on some more CIF action around the league. The Topeka Tropics and Omaha Beef are playing tonight as well, with the Beef up 27-6 right now over the Topeka Tropics. The Gillette Mustangs will be back in action for another road trip. They will be heading to Omaha to take on the Beef. You will be able to watch the game right here on the CIF network, and you can also hear it on 101.5 The Drive. We will be heading to Nebraska for that game. And there is a game tomorrow night with the Salina Liberty traveling to Rapid City to take on the Marshalls. That game will be on Saturday. With a lot of terrific CIF games on the field tonight and also throughout the weekend with the Mustangs, as mentioned. They will be in Omaha, and then they will be taking on Topeka, and then they will have a little break from CIF action on April 22nd. The Fargo Invaders will be coming to town. That will be a non-league game for the Mustangs, and then they will play the Sioux City Bandits in Iowa on April 29th. And for the Outlaws, with a few of their games coming up next, the Salina Liberty will be their next opponent, and then they will play the Omaha Beef and the Southwest Kansas Storm, and then the Topeka Tropics. And as we mentioned, coming into this game, first place in the CIF still up for grabs with the Mustangs 3-0 at the moment, and the Sioux City Bandits and the Southwest Kansas Storm played last night with the Sioux City Bandits moving to a 3-1 record, and then the Salina Liberty are 2-1. The Omaha Beef are 2-0, and the Billings Outlaws coming into this game, they are 2-1. And the Sioux City Bandits they actually had a non-league game. So the Bandits are at 2-1 in CIF play at the moment. Well, first place still up for grabs with the Mustangs dominating the Outlaws in the first half of this game. There were still 30 minutes left to be played, so let's do a little scenarios with it still being a 3-possession lead for the Mustangs. If the Outlaws would get 2 touchdowns, and if they would get the 2 full-point conversions, they would make it a 38-33 game. So as a result, that's why it is only a 2-possession game. With these new rule changes putting in place, and my apologies, folks, I was actually wrong. The Sioux City Bandits are 3-1 in a CIF play. I was confused with the Bandits going up against the Tri-State Tridents to start the season, and then the Bandits won against the Marshals, won against the Liberty. They lost against the Mustangs here last week, and then they defeated Southwest Kansas last night. So as a result, the Bandits are 3-1 in CIF play. My apologies there. There was a little confusion. But the Outlaws and the Mustangs still in the half of the Mustangs looking to have a stranglehold in the CIF. They would hold on to win this game. They will be 4-0 in CIF play heading into their game in Omaha next week. With the Outlaws having a long history, the Outlaws, they have been playing in the Indoor Football League since 2000. They were first the Billings Thunderbirds in the IFL, and then they were in the National Indoor Football League, and that is when they were the Billings Outlaws. And in that span, they were also the Billings Mavericks as well. That was in 2005, and then they went back to the Outlaws from 2006 to 2010. And from 2007 to 2008, the Outlaws were members of the United Football League, and then they went to the IFL from 2009 to 2010, and that is when they folded. And then Billings did get an arena football team back for 2 years. They were the Billings Wolves. They played in the IFL from 2015 to 2016, and then the Billings Outlaws were able to return as a member of the CIF. Technically an expansion team, but it's pretty much like how the Browns were when they came back to the NFL in 1999, with the Browns moving to Baltimore, with the Ravens taking the old Browns franchise, but the Browns were able to come back as an expansion team in 1999. So that is how that works. So the Browns were able to get their old name and colors back, but they were considered an expansion team, and that is how the Outlaws are. They are considered an expansion team in the CIF, with Outlaws owner Steven Titus also owning the Gillette Mustangs as well. We have seen him in some few shots. He is hanging out near the Mustangs sideline right now. He has been bouncing around the arena for a while. We had Steven Titus on the Gillette Mustangs Coaches Show on 101.5 The Drive, and you can listen to the Gillette Mustangs Coaches Show. It will be from 6:30 to 7:30 every Monday. We discuss everything Gillette Mustangs football. That will be right here on 101.5 The Drive. We will have it once again at 6:30 coming up this Monday. As we are going to step aside, and then we will be back for the start of the second half with the Mustangs gaining the ball back. They are on the field right now as they hold a 38-13 lead over the Billings Outlaws. We will be back with the start of the second half on 101.5 The Drive and also on the CIF Network. Alrighty, my friends, as we welcome you back to 101.5 The Drive and the CIF Network with the second half about to get started from the Camplex in Gillette, Wyoming, as the Gillette Mustangs have a 38-13 lead over the Billings Outlaws, and the Mustangs receive the football to start the second half. They will receive left to right to begin the second half, and the Outlaws will kick off right to left, with the Outlaws trying to claw back into this game. And if you're the Mustangs, you just want to get the ball, keep it, and extend the lead. Ron Higgins is back to receive for Gillette, as Braden Ari will kick it away to start the second half. Big question is, will the Mustangs remain undefeated to go to 4-0, or can the Outlaws get a comeback going? They are down 38-13 as Ari. It is a short kick as Higgins has to run up to the 15 to receive it, but the bad news is it goes to the wall at the far side of the field. Higgins cannot get a run back going, and the ball will still be on the Mustangs side of the field. They will have it at the left hash at their own 14. And a connection that worked for 3 touchdowns for the Mustangs in this game. We're still going to get to the stats on the season with Mike Pena and Ron Higgins connecting on 3 touchdowns so far in the game, with Higgins having 8 touchdowns on the season so far. Pena will line up in the shotgun, 2 down motion receivers, 1 each way. Pena takes a snap. He fakes a handoff. He looks though. He fires it to the 5. He has Higgins again, and Higgins passes incomplete. Flags everywhere. Pass interference is going to be called against R.J. Jarrett. Karan Higgins looking to get a touchdown out of the gate. Officials are waiting for the call. The flag was made immediately in the end zone. Official talking it over. If it is a PI, it will be against R.J. Jarrett. It was one-on-one. Official still talking this over, so hold on. The line judge jogging over to the official. Here's the call.
Pass interference. Defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And the call will stand. It will be a PI against R.J. Jarrett. That is going to move the ball up to the Outlaws, I should say, to their 21. So unfortunately for the Outlaws, the first PI of the game goes against them. And the Mustangs will have it on the plus side of the field at the left hash at the Outlaws 21. Pena lines up in the shotgun. Running back is to his left. Down motion receiver, go each way. Jefferson gets the call. Jefferson up the left side, and he's tackled by Laughlin at the 10. Jefferson has enough for the first down. Tackled at the far wall around the 8. Move the sticks for the Mustangs. They have a first down, looking to get an opening drive touchdown to start the second half. With Taman Laughlin looking to run. Jalen Jefferson down. Ball moves to the 9. Pena will break the huddle. Ball is at the left hash of the Outlaws 9. He'll line up under center. 3 receivers at the line of scrimmage, 1 in down motion. It's Higgins, and it's going to be a call on a handoff with not gaining much. Jalen Jefferson gets the call once again. The Outlaws sniffed it out right away. Ball will stay at the 9. Gain of nothing, with Denarius Antoine and Dylan Donahue coming up to make the tackle for the Outlaws. They officially mark it as a gain of zip, 2nd and 9 on the way for the Mustangs. They are in the red zone working with a 2nd and goal. 2 minutes have already flown by in the third quarter. And the Mustangs could try to use the clock to their advantage, but they want a touchdown here. Pena will line up in the shotgun, 2 down motion receivers. Pena takes a snap, goes to throw from the 15. He fires it to the end zone. It's caught. Higgins has it. No, there are 2 calls on the field. Seattle and Green Bay all over again. One official at the far wall called a touchdown, but the official on the near wall called it incomplete. And the officials, they are going to have to talk this one over. Conflicting calls on the field for the officials.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The ruling on the field is under officials' review.
They will go to a review. There was conflicting calls. One official called it a touchdown for Karant Higgins. If it would stand, it would be his 4th touchdown of the game. He had 4 touchdowns against Southwest Kansas. That would be number 9. As it is going to a review right now, the first review for the officials so far in this game with conflicting calls. With the official at the far wall calling it a touchdown, but the official at the near wall said it was incomplete, as the officials are looking to go to a secret door to try to review the play. I think they're confused on where to go. There could be many things. The door could maybe be locked. Confused on where to go for the officials. For the official review with 12:13 left in the third quarter, the Mustangs lead 38-13 for now. A touchdown could potentially be on the board for the Mustangs. The way that went to, that is in review right now, of a potential touchdown pass by Karant Higgins. With chaos on the field, with the officials being able to go over to the officials' review booth. We'll have to see what the call is with conflicting calls on the field. Since we have some time, let's get you caught up on what both teams will be seeing next. The Outlaws will continue to be on the road on Saturday. They will be going up against the Salina Liberty. That game will be on Saturday. The Outlaws will go to the bye week. They will return home against the Omaha Beef. And the Outlaws will stay home and go up against the Southwest Kansas Storm on April 29th. And then they will travel to Kansas to take on the Topeka Tropics on May 6th. And then the Mustangs and the Outlaws will meet again in Billings on May 13th. And then the Outlaws will close out the CIF portion of the season at Rapid City on May 20th, and then they will have a non-league game against the Fargo Invaders to close the 2023 season. Now let's get you caught up on what the Mustangs will be doing for the rest of the season. They will be traveling to Omaha on Saturday to take on the Omaha Beef. And the officials do have the ruling, so let's see what it is.
The ruling on the field has been reversed. The play was incomplete pass. Third down.
So Karant Higgins does not have his 4th touchdown of the game. The officials go to the review booth, and it was ruled incomplete instead of it being 6 on the board. As we do have the ruling now, R.J. Jarrett was on coverage and seeing it now. It was incomplete. Karant Higgins cannot hold on. Nice coverage by R.J. Jarrett. Pena will line up in the shotgun on the 3rd and 9. Jefferson is to his right. Pena takes a snap. He does the throw. He finds Higgins again at the 5. Looking to get off some ankles. Pushing his way to the end zone. He's in. Karant Higgins. Touchdown number 4. Touchdown Gillette. And this will not have to go to review. Well, is there a flag on the play? Yes, there is. Hold on again. Higgins was working to the far wall. Broke some ankles to get there. Here's the call.
Holding, offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Third down.
Michael Cornelius Jr. is called for the wide receiver hold. That is now 2 times in a row that Karant Higgins has been denied a touchdown. First one was an incompletion that had to go to review, and Karant Higgins had a touchdown that was just taken off the board because of a hold against Michael Cornelius Jr. Higgins had a wide receiver screen, and it will be a 3rd and 13 coming up 3rd and goal. Pena will line up in an empty shotgun. 2 down motion receivers to the far wall. They move to the near wall. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw. He fires it to Higgins to the near wall. And Higgins is going to be tackled at the 5 by Tamon Laughlin with the high tackle. The low tackle went to the Quan Lewis. Mustangs gain a few yards back for a gain of around 7 for Higgins. They officially mark it as a gain of 6 as the ball is planted at the right hash at the Outlaw 6. 4th and goal on the way for Gillette. On this opening drive to start the second half, 4 minutes and 10 seconds have gone by. 4th and goal on the way from the Outlaw 6. Pena lines up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his left. 2 down motion receivers to the far wall. They move to the near wall. Pena takes a snap, looks to throw, lobbing it to the end zone, and it is caught! Michael Cornelius Jr. has it off of a 4th and 6. Touchdown Gillette! Michael Cornelius Jr. with his 2nd touchdown of the season. He had one last week against Sioux City. Pena dropped it in, and a high catch by Michael Cornelius Jr. Damian Francis was on coverage for the Outlaws. And it will be an opening drive touchdown on a bizarre opening drive to start the half. 44-13 is the score right now. The Mustangs looking to make it 47-13 right here. They will go for 3 for the first time tonight. Pena will line up in the shotgun. He's at the 10. 2 down motion receivers in motion each way. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw. He fires it, and it is caught by Anderson, and he has the 3 points. Anderson taking it on the run to the near wall, and the Mustangs lead 47-13. Looking at the replay, Anderson, he turned his head just in time as Pena was throwing the ball. Laughlin was on coverage. The Mustangs will move to go on defense for the first time in the half. But the Outlaws not getting what they wanted. That was a drive that took 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And it winds up in the hands of Michael Cornelius Jr. on a 4th and 6 for the touchdown, and Arthur Anderson connects on the 3-point conversion. 9 points to start the half for the Mustangs, and with 9:35 left in the third, they lead 47-13. Outlaws will go on offense for the first time in the half. Mustangs will kick left to right. The Outlaws will receive right to left from our vantage point in the press box at the Camplex. We'll have a little break with games at the Camplex as the Mustangs will go to Omaha next week. We will be back here on April 15th as the Topeka Tropics come to town. And then the Mustangs will have a non-league game against the Fargo Invaders on April 22nd. Kicked away by Higgins. It rolls, and it's taken by Newman. Newman took a little while to retrieve it, and Newman looking to get some blocks at the 20, and he gets tackled past the 25 with a helmet coming off. That's Tony Peters. Good run back by Newman. He took it to the far wall. He was at the numbers. He has it in between the 25 and the Mustangs 20. See where they officially spot the ball. Seems it's going to go to the 24 at the right side. Outlaws need to respond. They are down 47-13. 35-point deficit for Billings at the moment. Espinoza will line up in an empty shotgun. 2 receivers at the line of scrimmage each way. 2 in down motion each way. The receivers are out wide at the line of scrimmage. Espinoza takes a snap. He fires it quickly. It's going to be caught by Benson, his backup quarterback. Nolan Burnett brings him down and moves up to the 20. A gain of around 4 on the connection to bring up a 2nd and around 5. Ball moves to the Mustangs 19 and remains at the left hash. Officially marked it as a 2nd and 5. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun again at midfield. Ball is at the Mustangs 19. 2 down motion receivers, 1 each way. Espinoza takes the snap. It's going to be a call to Batiste, and Batiste is going to get wrapped up at the 19. Isaiah McFarland, number 19, brings him down. Officially mark it as a gain of zip. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Outlaws, down by 35 with 8 minutes remaining in the third. The Outlaws, perhaps, they need to start looking towards the end zone. Ball is at the right hash. They do give them a gain of 1. 3rd and 4 at the Mustangs 18. Espinoza lines up in the shotgun. He has a running back to his right. 2 down motion receivers each way. Espinoza sends them, and he will look to throw. Espinoza fires it. Miscommunication. The intended receiver was Deshaun Williams. Pass is incomplete. Deshaun Williams fell down in between the 15 and the 20. With Deshaun Williams slow to get up. And no doubt the Outlaws have got to go for it. Down by 35. They will be facing a 4th and 4 with 7:31 remaining in the second half. The officials talking things over.
Media timeout. Media timeout.
As we are going to take another media timeout with 7:31 left in the third quarter. As the Mustangs are holding the 47-13 lead, the Outlaws will have a 4th and 4 when we come back.
Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beef Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Welcome back to 101.5 The Drive, my friends, and the CIF Network. The Outlaws working with a 4th and 4 on their first offensive possession of the second half. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. He has a running back to his right, 2 down motion receivers to the near wall. An X receiver is at the near wall as well. Espinoza, low snap. Espinoza has to pick it up. He loses it, and it's picked up by Devontae Wright with a blocker. Devontae Wright's going to score! Touchdown! Mustangs! That is their 3rd fumble recovery. Take it back to the house. It goes to Devontae Wright.
Rolling on the field with the bump, recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
How about that? 3 fumble recoveries. Take it back to the house for Gillette in 1 game. Espinoza lost the ball, and Espinoza, he was planted face first on the field, and he knew that Devontae Wright was going to take it back. And the Mustangs continue to pour onto this lead. As a 40-point lead at the moment for Gillette. They will go for 2, looking to make it a 52-point lead. 7 minutes and counting left in the third for the Outlaws. Ever since the midway point of the first quarter, just nothing has gone right. Mike Pena and the Mustangs offense will come onto the field at the right end zone. They will go for 2.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And the Mustangs called for a delay of game. as the ball moves back to the Mustangs, to the Outlaws 7, and the Mustangs will still have to go for 2 from the 7 this time. They did not get the playoff on the 25-second play clock. Ball remains at the left hash at the Outlaws 7. Play a game. Mustangs will look to go for 2. Pena lines up in the shotgun. Pena will take the snap. It looks to throw. He fires it towards the end zone. It is caught, but it may be short at the near wall. Darian McAllister making the catch, and he was stuffed at the 1. But still, for the Mustangs, they get their 3rd defensive touchdown of the ball game. Devontae Wright taking it back to the house for a big man pick 6. The Kansas Missouri native takes it back for a touchdown. And the Mustangs defense, they have to go back to work. And they officially make the ruling that Darian McAllister was short of the goal line. And the Outlaws offense has to go back to work, and the Mustangs defense has to go back to work. A 40-point lead at the moment for the Mustangs with 6:19 remaining in the 3rd. The Mustangs are inching closer to be the only 4-0 team in CIF play. The Omaha Beef, they are undefeated, but they only have 2 CIF games right now. They are playing one as we speak. With Higgins kicking this away, it goes to Newman at the 15, looking for a convoy at the 20. He has some blockers, and he is brought down in Mustangs territory at the 20. Franz Higgins comes up to make the tackle after kicking it away. As we just mentioned, the Omaha Beef are leading the Topeka Tropics right now, 42-22. So if the scores stand, the Outlaws will go to 2-2. The Mustangs will go to 4-0, and the Beef will go to 3-0, setting up another undefeated game in Omaha on Saturday. Still some time left to be played, but the Outlaws were down by 40. They need some touchdowns, and they need them now. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. He has a running back to his right, 2 down motion receivers, and the snap as high as it goes to Joe Shaw, and Caleb Wright's going to bring him down, and the ball is out again, but the officials blew the play dead, and there will not be a 4th fumble recovery for a touchdown for the Mustangs. Joe Shaw was the running back, a low snap that resulted in the pick 6 for Devontae Wright. As the officials made the ruling that there was no fumble. But there was a high snap this time, so 2 bad snaps in a row for the Outlaws. Caleb Wright comes to bring him down as the ball goes way back to the Outlaws 19. And they are going to mark it as a 2nd and 18. Espinoza lines up in an empty shotgun. Down motion receivers each way. Espinoza, high snap again. Espinoza gets it, and he looks to run with it. He fires it quickly. It's caught by Batiste, and he is brought down by Eric Mays. Sean Herbert Jr. comes up to make the assist on the tackle as well. Eric Mays made his Mustangs debut last week. He had a tackle on special teams. Good for Eric Mays to get his first defensive tackle as a member of the Gillette Mustangs. But the Outlaws gaining a handful of those yards back. It is a 3rd down, but still long nonetheless. 3rd and 17 from the Outlaws 24. Espinoza, empty shotgun. Down motion receiver each way. And there are receivers at the line of scrimmage out wide as well. Espinoza takes a snap. He looks to throw. He has all kinds of time in the pocket all day. He's going to fire it towards the end zone into tight coverage, and the pass is incomplete. It goes to the back of the end zone along the right side in the area that is blocked off. That's the area where Michael Cornelius Jr. had his crazy touchdown last week against Sioux City. Incompletion, 4th and 17 from the Outlaws 24, and no question, they need to go forward again. The Outlaws need to get to the Mustangs 9 to convert, with the Mustangs looking to hype the crowd up on a 4th and 17. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. Shaw is to his left. 2 down motion receivers to the far wall. Espinoza sends them, and he looks to throw. Espinoza, he's going to fire this one towards the end zone. Deep and way too far. Pass is incomplete. It goes towards the Mustangs bench. And the Mustangs will take over with 3:21 remaining in the third. And for Reggie Gray and his players, to see if the Mustangs will decide to try to get some clock down, as we have a media timeout with 3:21 left in the third. We will step aside as well. We'll be back. The Mustangs will have the ball on 101.5 The Drive. Alrighty, my friends, welcome back to 101.5 The Drive. Once again, the Outlaws had a 4th and 17 that failed, with Espinoza just heaving up a Hail Mary of sorts that went beyond the end zone. Mustangs will have the ball on offense at the Outlaws 24. Gillette looking to work with 24 yards. Try to extend their lead. And perhaps the Mustangs may try to match their points total in a game. Their highest was against Rapid City. They had 67 points. With Pena lining up in the shotgun with whistles out of the gate, flags everywhere. See what the call is here, and it's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Darian McAllister is called for the false start. And will move the ball back. Mustangs working on their side of the field. It moves back to the 21-yard line. A 1st and 15. The Mustangs need to get to the Outlaws 14 to convert. Clock continuing to roll down. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Pena, he will line up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his left. Down motion receiver each way. Now Higgins moves to the far wall. Pena takes a snap, looks to throw, he steps up, he fires it to a wide open man. It is Cornelius Jr. as he cannot get off a tackle. He is near the first down marker at the 15. An ankle tackle by Antoine. Dylan Donahue was running up to try to get an assist on the tackle as well, with Michael Cornelius Jr. finding a crease in a small field compared to what you see on Saturdays and Sundays in the fall. And also in the spring right now, with a bunch of these guys having XFL experience, like Garrett Pembleton for the Mustangs. He's not on the field right now, he's on defense. He had an XFL tryout in Hawaii a little while ago. As Pena takes a snap, Jefferson will get the call from down motion, and Jefferson, he has the first down off of the 2nd and short, but not gaining much after that. Jefferson working to the far wall. He's tackled at around the Outlaws 13, but they will move the sticks for a first down. Fresh set for Gillette. And they will mark it at the Outlaws 12. Ball moves to the left hash. The Mustangs perhaps just trying to get this clock down and cruise to a 4-0 record. We still have one more quarter left to be played. Mustangs up by 40. Pena lines up in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He looks to throw. He's going to fire it. It's going to be caught by Michael Cornelius Jr. inching the end zone. Does he have 6? We're waiting. And they are going to call it. It's going to be a touchdown for Michael Cornelius Jr. Cornelius Jr. has another touchdown in this game. That is touchdown number 2 for Michael Cornelius Jr. He has 3 on the year. Looking at the replay, we're waiting for the signal, and he did break the plane across the goal line with Daquan Lewis bringing them down near the goal line. And the Mustangs will line up to go for 2 looking to make it a 61-13 game. Pena lines up under center. It's 59-13 right now. Pena, as he looks to toss it back to Jefferson, but it goes to the 13. Jefferson has to pick it up, and he gains nothing. After that, Dante Marshall and Victor Martinelli finishes that off. So the Mustangs cannot break 60 just yet. Miscommunication off of a toss back to Jefferson. But nonetheless, the Mustangs do lead 59-13. 27.5 is on the clock. Just a little bit remaining in the third. Mustangs looking to go to the fourth, up 59-13 over the Billings Outlaws. In a dominating game for the Mustangs as they hold a 46-point lead over their rivals from Montana. And if the score would hold, the Mustangs would have their first win ever against the Outlaws. And as mentioned, these two teams met in the CAF playoffs, with that man, Cedric Walker, being the head coach during that playoff game. And Coach Walker is here to stay, no doubt. There's your CAF Coach of the Year right there so far, and it's no question. Grant Higgins will kick this away, and he will boot it really well. That goes to Newman at the goal line, and Newman will have it at the 10. Gets across the 15 with an ankle tackle at the 20. Made by a member of the Mustangs. Looking to see who it is. When he gets up, it was Sean Harper Jr. coming up to make the tackle for the Mustangs. Sean Harper Jr., one of the Mustangs players with Division I experience. Played for Mike Leach at Washington State, the Cody native. That is being Coach Leach. Sean Harper is out of Georgia. Hartwell, Georgia, to be exact, near Atlanta. And the third quarter comes to a close off of the kickoff. And the Mustangs will head to the fourth, up 49-13, with the Mustangs 15 minutes away from going to 4-0 on the season. We'll be back.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees.
As we welcome you back to the game, my friends, with the Outlaws starting, wasted no time getting the fourth quarter started. The Billings Outlaws just had a run to start the fourth quarter. That gets it across midfield, and it will be a 2nd and 6 for Billings. And I was looking at the Omaha Beef and Topeka Tropic scores. Seems Omaha's going to have this one in the bag. They lead at 51-22 at the moment, with 4:07 remaining in that game. That game started a little earlier than we did with the time difference. Espinoza will line up in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He looks to throw. He's going to run with it instead. He gets to the 20. No, it is actually the backup quarterback, Jamario Benson, and Benson is tackled at the 5. Jamario Benson coming in. My apologies. Did not see him there with the Outlaws deciding to make a quarterback change. Jamario Benson coming into this game, he only had one rush, and that was against Rapid City. The returner for the Outlaws. And that's a first down for Billings. And Benson will line up in the shotgun at the Mustang 6-yard line. Sends Joel Shaw out to down motion at the near wall. And Benson will send them in motion. He takes a snap, and Newman is going to get the call. Newman reaching towards the end zone with a flag on the field. Coach Walker saying that it is not going to be a touchdown at the moment for Billings. Newman had it in the end zone. The flag was thrown at the near wall. Landed at the 5. Waiting to see what it is. Perhaps the Outlaws may not get their first touchdown of the half. Officials talking it over. Here's the call.
Penalty on the play is illegal defense. That penalty is declined. Calls the play. Touchdown.
Well, I stand corrected. Illegal defense against the Mustangs. And Coach Walker talking over to the officials. And the Outlaws do get their first touchdown of the half to make it a 59-19 game for now, with Newman getting the call. Newman with a touchdown already today. And the Outlaws will decide to line up to go for 3. Benson will take the snap and look to throw from the 10. He's stepping up. He has a wide open man in the end zone. Josh Batiste gets the 3 points on the board for the Outlaws. It's a 59-22 game. Mustangs still lead. Clock stops with 13:06 remaining, and as we mentioned, with these new rules, it seems the team is not out of it, but the Outlaws deciding to go for 3, bypassing a 4-point attempt. The 3-point attempt goes for Billings, making it a 59-22 game. Mustangs getting the ball back, and the plan for the Mustangs is simple. Get the clock down as much as you can. Move the chains. Fear Mike Pena. If Mike Pena would come back out with the comfortable lead the Mustangs have, you don't need to try to get some shots to the end zone. Just want to slow the game down, get the clock down, and get out of here 4-0 with an undefeated day coming up against Omaha. We have to make sure to get you some win, see more updates, but it seems Omaha is going to have a 3rd game in the bag. They are playing the Topeka Tropics right now. Omaha up 51-22 at the moment. Omaha, if they would hold on to win, they would be 3-0 in CIF play, and the Mustangs will be 4-0. With Ari kicking this away, Mustangs will have it right to left. It's going to be taken by Higgins at the 5. Higgins looking for space near the 15. He has a blocker to the 20 and spinning to the 25 and losing the ball at the 20, but he was down. Karantz Higgins, with a nice run back. He took it about 25 yards, and it landed near the Outlaws' 20.
There is no fumble on the play. Ruling on the field, the player was down by contact, and the ground called the fumble. First down.
And looking at the review right now on the scoreboard, it was clear that Higgins was down. The ball was picked up by Shaw. But it will be Mustangs' ball, and they will have good field position. They will have it at the Outlaws' 19. Ball moves to the right hash. Jefferson is to Pena's right. First offense still on the field for Gillette. Jefferson gets the call up the right side, and Jefferson looking to get across the 15, and you see lands backside with a fury of Outlaw players coming to the ball. Victor Martinelli was there. Dante Marshall there as well with a Jalen Jefferson, the only running back listed in this game for the Mustangs. Monolo Caldwell was signed to the Mustangs a few weeks ago during the bye week, but he was inactive last week, and he is inactive tonight. So Jalen Jefferson getting the load on the ground for the Mustangs. 2nd and 6, a gain of 4 for Jefferson. Pena in the shotgun takes the snap. As he fakes it, Pena on his way, he slides down to the 11, moving up to the right side, and he was popped as Pena was sliding to the ground. Got the replay on the scoreboard to see who it is, with Pena taking it, looking for some blockers in front, and it was Daquan Lewis who came up to make the final tackle. Gain of 3 for Pena as the ball moves to the Outlaws' 12 to bring up a 3rd and 3 for Gillette with 11:26 remaining. Pena will line up under center. Jefferson is in the backfield, 2 down motion receivers each way. Pena takes a snap. Jefferson will get the call, and Jefferson near the first down marker. Lewis looking to bring him down behind the sticks. Antoine is there on the tackle as well. And they will move the sticks. It will be a first down for Gillette. Jalen Jefferson with a load tonight. At the end of the game, we'll have to see how many rushing yards Jalen Jefferson has on the night, with the Mustangs continuing to get the clock down. There is 11 seconds on the play clock right now, with Big Mike Hines checking in as the tight end. Pena lines up in the shotgun. 3 down motion receivers behind the line of scrimmage. Pena takes a snap. He looks to throw. He fires it. It's caught by McAllister. McAllister tackle behind at the 6. Seems RJ Jarrett came up to tackle McAllister at the back of his jersey. Ball moves to the 6, with Pena looking to the near side, and it was RJ Jarrett who came up to make the tackle on the back of his jersey. Mustangs still have plenty of time. They still have 16 seconds to run their next play. Big Mike Hines checks in as the tight end. Pena lines up in an empty shotgun. 2 down motion receivers, 1 each way. Pena takes a snap, and Pena will get the call, and Pena diving his way in, and he puts 6 more on the board for Gillette. Another rushing touchdown on the year for Mike Pena, with Reggie Gray having the specialty of faking the handoff to Jefferson, and Pena took it up near the right side. 65-22 is the score right now. The Mustangs will line up to go for 2, and if they would get it, they would tie the points total on the season. They had 67 against Rapid City. And if they would get the 2 points here, they would tie that. It would be 67-22, 65-22. Right now, Pena lines up under center. Pena's in trouble. He spins off of a tackler, and he dives towards the goal line. It is close. He was right at the white goal line in the White Frontier end zone on the left side. And he gets it. Mike Pena just breaking the goal line to put 67 on the board for the Mustangs. The Mustangs match their points total in a game this year. They had 67 against Rapid City, and they have 67 here, and there's still 8:59 remaining. As the Mustangs, more and more, it's going to be another good one in Omaha next week. There was a minute remaining in the Omaha Beef game against the Topeka Tropics. Omaha, more than ever, will move to 3-0 in CIF play, and the Mustangs will move to 4-0 here. They are up 67-22 over the Billings Outlaws, with another undefeated matchup on the way for the Mustangs, even though the Mustangs have the upper hand in games. Going into the game next week, Omaha would just have 3 CIF games played, and the Mustangs would have 4. Ron Higgins will await the kick this away, with Higgins not having any kicking experience before he was a member of the Mustangs. Doing a good job tonight with the Outlaws, working left to right, but this one is going to bounce, and it's going to be taken by Antoine at the 20. The whistle stopping it, touch the wall. Ron Higgins having a nice kick, not on this one, but on the last kickoff, as we have a media timeout with 8:56 left in this game. The Mustangs up 67-22 over the Billings Outlaws. We'll be back on 101.5 The Drive and the CIF Network. All right, my friends, welcome back to 101.5 The Drive in the CIF Network. 8:56 remaining on the clock. The Outlaws have the ball, but they're down big. 67-22 is the score. The Mustangs lead. Since the Mustangs today are going to go 1-0 on the weekend and move to 4-0 to remain undefeated in CIF play. Still some time left, but yeah, the Outlaws need a miracle. The miracle of miracles. They will have it at midfield on offense, working left to right. With Benson, backup QB in for the Outlaws, 2 down motion receivers each way. Benson, he'll look to run with it, a design run to the right side. He gets up to the 20, pushed out at the wall by Sean Harper Jr. Gain of 5 on the play for Benson. YMCA is on the board, and Mustangs having fun. Up 67-22. With the Outlaws just trying to finish out this game. Benson will line up in the shotgun by himself. 2 down motion receivers each way. And there are 2 receivers at the line of scrimmage as well. Benson takes a snap. He fires it quickly. It's a high pass to Chris Lewis. And Chris Lewis, with his first catch of the ball game, is tackled at the far wall around the 8. Chris Lewis with his 4th catch on the season. He also has 2 kickoff returns on the year as well. Moves the sticks for a 1st and goal for the Outlaws at the left hash. Ball is at the Mustangs 8. Benson lines up in the shotgun. And miscommunication with Newman coming in down motion from the far wall. Wait to hear what the call is. Miscommunication. The ball wasn't snapped as they would have liked to.
Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And Elijah Limscomb is going to be called for a false start that moves the ball back to the 13-yard line. Outlaws get out of the red zone. They're at the Mustangs 13. Benson will line up in the shotgun. 1st and goal from the Mustangs 13. Benson takes the snap. He looks to throw. He moves to the right, and he's going to be brought down by Pendleton with a flag on the play. And Pendleton with his first sack of the game. He has a defensive touchdown already in this ball game. He's at the 20. There is a flag at midfield. There was a scruffle after the play as well, but the flag was thrown during the play. The officials talking things over now. See what the call is.
Holding, offense, number 69, down middle, 5.
Pika Liotta was called for the hold. Mustangs declining the penalty with another sack on the year for Garrett Pendleton. That is sack number 4 on the year for Garrett. 1st and goal from the Mustangs 20. Not an April Fool's joke. The Outlaws need to get 20 yards, and they set up a wide receiver screen that was low to the ground for Shaw. Shaw gets up to the 15. I thought he was tackled at the 10 as he slips off of a tackler, and he gets up near the 5. Gain of around 15 yards for Joel Shaw. He was near the wall. Let's see where the ball will move, and it will move up to the 7. Outlaws get back inside the 10. 3rd and goal on the way from the Mustangs 7. Benson will line up in the shotgun. Matisse is to his left. 2 down motion receivers to the near wall. Benson will take the snap. He wants to throw it. Benson looking for options, and the only option that he feels he had was to run to the left side, and he was pushed at the wall, only gaining about 3 yards on the play. He was near the 4. They officially mark it at the 5 for a gain of 2. 4th and goal coming up for the Outlaws at the Mustangs 5. Under a 6th to play in this game with the Mustangs up 67-22. Seems the Mustangs may have this one in the bag. Curious to see if Reggie Gray would maybe want to try to give backup QB Josh Hollins some time on the field. But let's see what the Mustangs do on this 4th and goal first. Benson takes the snap, looks to throw. It was a snap from the right side. Benson, he fires it, and it's caught for the Outlaws touchdown. Josh Batiste. The snap wasn't clean. Benson had to get it. It went to the right side, and he rolled to the left, and he threw it into a tight window to Josh Batiste, and it's a 4th and goal touchdown for the Outlaws. Let's see what they decide to do on the point after. It's 67-28 at the moment. And they'll just decide to go for 2. Braden Ari is not on the field. No, he is on the field. Outlaws just going to go for the extra point. Josh Batiste with another touchdown in this game, with Braden Ari coming up to kick the extra point. It would make it a 67-29 game if he would connect on it. And it's a low snap, and it's still on the field with Benson having to control it. So the extra point does not go through. And it remains a huge Mustangs lead, 67-28 to be exact. They wanted to kick the extra point, it wasn't a fake. Benson, he almost got away from a tackle, and Martinelli as a blocker. And the Mustangs will go back to work on offense, up 67-28. And as mentioned, they tied their points total most in a game. Right now, they had 67 points against the Rapid City Marshals. The Mustangs looking to make that record history on the season so far. .429 remaining in this ball game. Usual kickoff return team is out there. Grant Higgins has been taking over, as a Rocket Rashad Ridley has been dealing with an ankle injury right now. He's been inactive for the past 2 games, including this game. He was also inactive against Sioux City. But talking to him at practice, he said he may be able to go against Omaha on Saturday. But Rashad really saying he is eager to get out onto the field. He still has been practicing, but nothing contact related. Trying to get his ankle to heal up to see if he can possibly come back against Omaha next week. Mustangs will receive right to left as Braden Ari will tee it up. It's not windy in here. Are we indoors? I think we are, as the tee, as the ball fell off of the tee. With Ari kicking this one away. It's a low kick with whistles on the field. Let's see what this is about. And everyone's coming back. It seems the Outlaws have to re-kick this one with Braden Ari. Seemed like it went off the top of the football, not the bottom of the football, like he originally wanted to do it on his foot, on his kicking foot. It will be a re-kick. So Ari waiting, and he will kick this one away again. That's a clean kick that bounces to Higgins at the 5. Higgins looking to get to the left side, and a tackle made by Antoine at the 15. Only a gain around 10 yards for Higgins off of the kickoff. It seems the Beef Tropic game is in the books, with the Omaha Beef winning 60-22 over the Topeka Tropics. It seems now more than ever that the Mustangs will meet Omaha in another undefeated battle, and it will be in Omaha on Saturday. Omaha moves to 3-0 in CIF play, and the Mustangs are 4-13 away from moving to 4-0 in CIF play. And Josh Hollins is going to get some time. Hollins will line up in the shotgun. Jalen Jefferson still in the game. Hollins, low snap, design run. Hollins looks to run with it, and he tries to get back up to the line of scrimmage. May lose a yard on the play. Seems like he was tackled around the 14. And Josh Hollins getting some time on the field for the first time since the Mustangs' 67-20 win over the Marshalls in week number 2 of the season. Hollins did have a touchdown pass in his only throw in that game. And Hollins will line up in the shotgun. He still hasn't tried to throw yet. 2 down motion receivers. They go in motion. Hollins takes the snap. He wants to throw it. Hollins looking to go to the right side. Now he gets up to the 15. Getting off a tackler with a huge block by McAllister. Flags are on the field with Hollins getting up to the Mustangs 21. Quarterback keeper for Josh Hollins, but there was a flag that was on the field that was on the huge hit by Ladarian McAllister. Hollins wanted to throw. Didn't see anything he liked down the field.
Blindside block. Offense, number 9. After this is goal. Second down.
And it will be a blindside block against Ladarian McAllister. He was the one who made the block. They said it was number 9. It was Karant Higgins, but that is not the case. Higgins isn't even on the field right now. They go against Ladarian McAllister. He moves the ball back, a 2nd and 18 with 3 minutes remaining in this game. Hollins will line up in the shotgun. Jefferson is to his right. 2 down motion receivers. Each way they go in motion. Hollins takes a stab. He looks to throw from the end zone, setting up a wide receiver screen to Jefferson. Jefferson with some blocks at the 20. He has a convoy at the 25. Down the wall. He is in. Jalen Jefferson again. Touchdown Mustangs. Jalen Jefferson once again with a check down touchdown. He had one last week against Sioux City off of a 4th and 23, and he gets another one from a 2nd and 15 here tonight. And the Mustangs, they lead at 73-28, and they have their most, and they have 73 points. That's the most in a game for the Mustangs this season. They pass their game against the Marshalls, in which they scored 67. They have 73. Right now, with the Mustangs enjoying themselves on the sideline, they're going to cruise to a 4-0 record and a victory, their first victory ever against the Billings Outlaws. Hollins will line up. Mustang going to go for 3. He'll line up in an empty shotgun. He takes a snap. He goes to throw. He fires it to a tight window. Incomplete in the middle of the end zone. It was Ladarian McAllister who was the intended receiver. Clock stops with 2:14 remaining in this ball game. And the Mustangs, they're going to celebrate tonight. They will go to 4-0, no question now. And it is going to set up a battle of the 2 undefeated teams in the CIF in Omaha, Nebraska next week. The Mustangs will travel to Omaha. The Beef just defeated the Topeka Tropics to move to 3-0 in CIF play, and the Mustangs will move to 4-0 once the final 2:14 is off the clock. Should be a good one from Omaha. It's going to be at 6 o'clock from Liberty First Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. We will have the game for you on 101.5 The Drive. It will also be on the CIF network as well. Higgins will boot it away. At least he's waiting to now, with Newman going back. Newman, who was a member of the inaugural Mustangs team back in 2021, he's also being joined by R.J. Jarrett. Higgins will kick it away. It's a high kick that goes to Newman near the goal line. Newman picks it up from that spot. He gets to the 10, looking to get past the 15, breaks off a tackle at the 20, and he's brought out at the wall on the far side by Sean Herbert Jr., tackled at the Outlaws 21. Should be a good quarterback duel next week. We just mentioned the Omaha Beef and the Gillette Mustangs will go into the game undefeated. Looking to see a Tommy Armstrong, former quarterback at Nebraska, going up against Mike Pena and this powerful Mustangs defense that has 3 defensive touchdowns in this game, and they continue their interception streak. They have at least 1 interception in their 4 games so far this year. They'll look to continue it in game number 5 next week in Nebraska. Benson is still on the field for the Outlaws at quarterback. They have it at their own 20 with 1:30 remaining. 30 seconds from the 1-minute warning as Benson takes a snap, looks to throw. He runs to the left side, and he gets up to 5 yards. He gets to midfield. Isaiah McFarling comes up to make the tackle. It seems that's going to be the final play before the 60-second warning is on the clock, with the Outlaws looking to get 1 more touchdown before they head back to Billings. Outlaws will be 2-2 in CIF play, and we'll have to make sure to bring you the updated standings
1 minute, media timeout.
after the conclusion of
Please
this
set
game,
the game clock to 1 minute.
as the 1-minute warning is on the clock. As the Outlaws will go back to Billings 2-2, and their next game will be on Saturday.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Don't miss a second of the action as the Billings Outlaws take on the Omaha Beef Saturday, April 22nd at First Interstate Bank Arena. Get your tickets today.
Motion both ways, and it will be a call to Newman. Newman looking to get up to the 20. He's near the first down marker. The officials saying the clock to roll down. Clock stops with 49.7 to move the sticks. Still the same rules apply in the 60-second warning. Benson will line up with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the Mustangs 20. 49.7 remaining as the clock rolls down, with Benson sending the down motion receivers. There was 1 each way, and Batista going to get the call, and he is stuffed by Caleb Lowry, and Deontay Jones started the tackle. Clock continues to roll down, possibly the final play of the ball game. See if the Outlaws want to try to at least run 1 more play. 16 seconds, and the crowd can feel it. Benson, he'll line up in the shotgun, 8 seconds left. Benson will take the snap. This will be the final play of the ball game. Benson fires it towards the end zone. It's intercepted. Sean Harper Jr. has it. He has some blockers in front. Sean Harper Jr. looking to take it all the way. He is stuffed at the 15. So the game will end with a huge interception by Sean Harper Jr. And the Mustangs are celebrating because they are 4-0. They win it 73-28. Gillette remains undefeated. Sean Harper Jr. picked it off in the end zone. He almost had it. Gain of 35 yards on the run back. 2 interceptions. That interception will count. That's interception number 4 for Sean Harper Jr. He and Deontay Jones are now tied for the most INTs in the CIF. They have 4 apiece. But the bigger story is the Mustangs, they win it on home field. Both teams exchanging words. 73-28 is the final. Mustangs remain undefeated. They go to 4-0. The Outlaws fall to 2-2. And it's going to set up another big game for the Mustangs in Omaha. The Mustangs They're 4-0 in CIF play, and the Omaha Beef will be 3-0. And those two will match up in Nebraska on Saturday. We will have a lot to talk about on the Mustangs postgame show coming up in just a little bit, as the Outlaws will make the 3-hour drive back to Billings, losing their second game as that snaps a 2-game winning streak that the Outlaws had. Outlaws with the first loss being against Omaha in the first week of the season for them, and then they got 2 in a row, defeating the Tropics and the Marshalls, but they fall to the Mustangs here. 73-28 is the final. As we are going to have a lot to talk about when we come back for the Mustangs postgame show. Let's see if we can get Coach Walker up here to discuss another big win for Gillette. 4-0, 73-28 is the final. We'll be back on 101.5 The Drive.